Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you for a little bit. I don't know how long. I don't know how long. We'll have to see. But I'm with you for just a little bit today. We'll see how it goes. Um, Hold on a second. This is kind of loud. Maybe we'll go there and go there. That sounds better. All right. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you for a little bit. I'm with you for a little bit. As usual, come on in, say hello. Sorry for my tardiness, but I'm just now getting in from work. Had a long day today. Robert Willis in the house from Anderson Township. What's up, Robert? Got Lonzo Clark. He says, good day. Good day to you too. Erica Hummins. Good afternoon. Redding in the house. All right. Terry from downtown. Got downtown in the house. Again, I apologize for my tardiness. Scott Bain. Good afternoon. West Walnut Hills. And happy belated birthday to you, Scott. Let's see what else. What else we got? As the good afternoons come in, I'll read them. Andrea, good afternoon to you. Downtown in the house again. We got Claudette. She says greetings. If you tell us where you're checking in from, Claudette, we appreciate that as always. But greetings to you as well. Tria in the house. Tria says, hey, King and everyone from Columbia Township. Columbia Township in the house. Cleopatra Jones. Cleopatra says, hello, everyone. Hello, Cleopatra. And if you tell us where you're from, we would appreciate it. But hello, either way. Kenneth. Kenneth says, great day, powerful people. West Side. All right, the West Side checking in. Anthony Prosser, also over there on the West Side checking in. He says, afternoon, fam. Got Claudette says, yeah, I'm checking in from Sharonville. All right, Sharonville in the house. Can't beat that. Got Darren. Darren from Madisonville. I've heard people call it Madville, but that feels disrespectful. But we got Madisonville in the house. Good afternoon. Got Kim. Kim in the house. She says, good evening, family. Bond Hill. All right, Bond Hill in the house. And you got people checking in. I never understood why people call people, hey, cousin. She don't know she your cousin. You could just say, hey, Tria. She would know that she's your cousin, right? I'm just trying to pick myself up. It was a hard day today. I did a lot of work. As the hellos come in, I will try to read them so people know where people are checking in from. The arrest and arraignment of Donald Trump. That's the big news. That's the big news. I don't think they did a mug shot of him. I don't think they did a mug shot of him again. I guess they feel like they don't have to do a mug shot. I don't like that. They treat him like anybody else. Mug shot, fingerprint, cuffs, the whole nine. But I know, that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. We have James Muhammad. James Muhammad says, Assalamu alaikum, black man, dear brother and dear friend, Emanuel Livingston, from right here, family, Cincinnati, West End, Ohio, family, love you. James Muhammad, love you too. Got the West End in the house. Never a man who is short of words. Never a man who is short of words. We got David Herring, E-Man, little baby. She's not here today. And afternoon experiment fam checking in from Westchester. All right, Westchester in the house. How are we feeling about Donald Trump? How are we feeling not about Donald Trump? See, look, this is the way I feel about it. So what? So what? It doesn't mean anything. He's not going to, look, if they find this man guilty on all 37 counts, he's not going to jail. He's not going to jail. It's not going to happen. And I don't even understand what it is that people are expecting or why people are excited. This doesn't disqualify him from becoming well, I don't want to think about it. This could. I have to look into this. Would being found guilty of espionage, would that disqualify him from becoming the president? I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it. I have to look into it. Because I hadn't really thought about it until just now. I know being convicted of a lot of different crimes. He could be convicted of rape. He wasn't. But he could be and still become president if people voted for him. So we'll see. Hold on. We got Shirley. Good afternoon. Checking in from Westchester. Got Westchester in the house some more. This is not the first time Brother James Muhammad has come to the afternoon experiment. Scott says he could care less. I'm certain that you mean you couldn't care less. I don't understand why people are still saying I could care less. And I want to let it go, but it bothers me so. I'm going to just take that off the screen. He means he couldn't care less. Not he could care less. Because if he could care less, that means he cares. So I know that's what you meant. But when I see it, it bothers me. Herbert Jones checking in from the the 125 East Court Street building. I don't know where I saw I from. James says, please, 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 let's not waste time on America's President Donald Trump. He is America. Well, we're in America. If he's America, it means we're in him. And if we're in him, we should talk about him. I don't know that he is America, but got Dwayne Larkin. Dwayne Larkin says, good afternoon, everyone from Mount Airy. Got Mount Airy in the house. Tria responding to her cousin by letting her know that she is her cousin. All right. Scott trying to be funny, talking about let's go to Kroger's. And David says, if you can, let's on Kroger's go, let that go. I don't even know what that means. Breathe, Emanuel, breathe. I don't want to be on here threatening to fight people. Threatening to fight people because they putting S's on stuff and saying stuff that they know is wrong. We had enough of that earlier today. Fame says, hey, what's good? What's good, Fame? Terry says, turn up the mic. Now, this mic is pretty loud. This mic is pretty loud. Try turning up your device. Try turning up your device. Well, because he said that he is America and we are in America. So if by his definition he is America, then we are in him. And if you're in him, then yeah, you should talk about it. Ben says, talking about Trump is good for ratings, I guess. If you guess that, you're not smart. I don't subscribe to ratings. I don't even think Nielsen rates podcasts. So how could it be good for ratings? We don't get ratings. Maybe views. Maybe that's what you mean. And you consider views ratings. Y'all just saying stuff wrong. And it bothers me. It bothers me. Stop it. Did I tune into the press conference with the mayor and city council people? I did not. I was at work. I was working hard today. So I did not. I didn't even really get a chance to listen to a whole lot of the Lincoln Ware show. Like I heard the old man. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. He's 102 years old. He's an old man. I respect that. I'm not saying old man as an insult, like when I say it with Lincoln. No, I don't ever say it as an insult. Because it's not an insult. But I barely got a chance to listen to that interview. So no, I did not see what happened. Someone call in 513-717-5464. 513-717-5464. Let me put the calls up here. Call in and what happened at the press conference? Hold on, let me look it up. Again, y'all have to understand, I worked really hard today. It wasn't hard physical labor, but hard mental labor. I was figuring stuff out, doing work. And hopped in the car, got on the highway, came here, walked in the house, said, "Hey, baby, I'm home. I'll be downstairs." Came down here, got everything set up, went live, and started saying hello. I didn't have a chance to read any stories or any of that kind of stuff. Let's see. I don't see anything about the press conference. I'm looking at the local websites. Also, I haven't eaten today, so you're going to hear something. That's my stomach. I haven't eaten today. My food is upstairs. It's waiting for. I have food waiting for me. I just walked right by it and came on downstairs. So if you hear that, don't mock me. Don't mock me. I'm trying to see, what did they talk about at the press conference? Maybe you got some sausage upstairs. Why are you worried about my sausage? Just curious. I'm not even thinking about yours. Well, you are concerned about mine. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Got to go back a little bit. Shahara says, "Good afternoon, everybody. I just had to tell myself to breathe because I heard someone put an S at the end of Kroger, and that irks me to no end." But she's present from Mason in the office today. All right. See, that's the stomach. I can rate your show. What do you mean? That doesn't even make sense. Kim wants to know, did we get our reparations? I don't know. Okay, yes, Mr. Stewart. That was the old man, Mr. Stewart. Somebody says, did y'all get the apology y'all were looking for? What apology? What did I miss? What were they supposed to apologize for slavery or apologize? What was city council? Somebody explain to me what I missed. Oh, Yo Underwood says, "Good afternoon, everyone." Roddy Williams says, "Hey, what's happening, Emanuel? Hey, what's happening?" Somebody wants to know, what is Dante Johnson talking about? Roddy says he's just getting off work. Scott wants to know, when am I going to have an afternoon experiment get together? I don't know. We'll see. take a break and grab something to eat. Health is wealth. Oh, I'll eat when I'm gone. I'll eat when I get off of here. Fame says if we have to prove being black for reparations, the child support tests tell me that I am a member of the Negro population in North America. I got my proof. All right. Tria, she's helping me. She's explaining to me. They were apologizing for the way they took folks' homes and businesses in the West End. I ain't gonna give them back. Ben says they just manipulating the black community as usual. Nothing new. All right. And they were supposed to be doing a systemic racism apology. I always be concerned. Look, I'll be honest. I think black people in America deserve reparations. I don't really think it'll change anything. It might, for some people, it'll improve their position in life. Because depending on financially, if you give me a nice little windfall, I could make something happen with it. Some people wouldn't do that. Some people would just blow it. They would have J's. Ain't that what they call Jordans? They would have J's, like a whole collection. And, for them, that would be the way that they would spend their reparations. That's true. But you can't use that as a reason to not give reparations. All of the apologies and all that kind of stuff. I don't want an apology. I want people to stop. If you're really sorry, stop. It's not gonna stop. I try to be. I'm a realist. Some people say I'm a cynic, but I'm a realist. Racism is not gonna stop ever. Discrimination, all that kind of stuff, not gonna stop. Equality is not something that's ever gonna happen in America. Ever. I'll take a check. I will take a check. But I won't take the check believing that racism will stop. And it's we're in a position as a country where even if black people took over, like the president was black, like everything that's white, all the people in power who are white, make them black. All the people in power who are black, make them white. You know what I'm saying? So we got, what is it? 3 black senators now? Make it 97 black senators and 3 white senators. You know what I'm saying? Flip it. Everything's still going to be the same for at least another 150 years. Probably more. Well, why do you say that, Emanuel? Because there are so many black people who have been brainwashed to, I don't know how to say it. I'll say it this way, even though I hate when people say things like this. I'm going to say it, and hopefully you'll understand what I mean. There are so many black people in America who've been brainwashed to think white. What is thinking white? Thinking that whiteness is superior. Thinking that the way white people do things is superior. Thinking that white values, whatever that may be, I mean, you can look at it today and you can see the putting down black people, blaming black people for all of the problems, not taking any responsibility, all of that kind of stuff. There are enough black people who've been taught and who now believe that is true. Even some of the ones who look, I'm not against black people. I'm a black person. I grew up this way. Think Clarence Thomas. I grew up this way and I experienced hardships and I this and I that, but I overcame it. And, you need to overcome it too and stop looking at the white man to help you out. Now, that. Because a lot of times along with that comes the idea that the white way is the right way. What is the white way? Some of this, you can't explain it. I can't necessarily put it into, I probably could if I really took the time. But that internalized racism exists. That anti-blackness exists. And I know some of y'all mad because I'm still supposed to be talking about the only problem that we have in America is stopping all those bad black people from shooting black people. It's our only problem in America. I know some of y'all mad at me. Are you talking about white people again? You talking about, won't you stop black people from shooting black people? Okay. Because I know for some of y'all, that's it. Find something negative about black people and tell black people that that's the only thing that black people should be concerned about. Until you got something else for them to be concerned about. And then that's what they should be concerned about. But mainly the bad stuff about black people. And why don't they just get some money? Figure out a way to get some money. I know. But the whole point of all of this is, don't apologize to me for something that you're not really sorry for, or that you can't do anything about, or that you're not willing to do anything about, probably because you're not really sorry for it. Don't apologize to me. I don't want an apology. I didn't want Bill Clinton's apology. I don't want California's apology. I don't want Gavin Newsom's apology. I don't want City Council's apology. I don't want an apology. What's an apology do for me? Not me, per se, but our people. What's an apology do? I'm sorry. Apology does nothing. Money might do something if I know how to use it. But an apology does nothing. So look, there are things that the city could do. Like if you gonna apologize, don't apologize, city. The people that you took the stuff from, that you're saying you're sorry you took it. Because to me, you're not really sorry if you don't do anything to make amends. I mean, think about it. If 5 years ago, I swindle you out of your home. 5 years ago. Forgive my stomach, y'all. I told you I haven't eaten. 5 years ago, I swindle you out of your home. And then today, I come to you and I say, I'm sorry I took your house. I feel really bad about it. Now, if I got the means to give you a house, you like, okay, you sorry? What house? And I'm like, no, I'm just sorry I took your house. I'm not giving you your house back. I'm not replacing your house. I'm not giving you the current value of what your house would be worth. No, I'm not doing that. But I'm sorry I took it 5 years ago. What good did that do you? Well, he said he's sorry. Let's go back to our tent and go to sleep. It didn't help you much. Don't apologize unless you plan on doing something about it. But again, I didn't see the press conference or whatever it was. I don't know what was done. I don't know what was said. I saw Wyatt on here. Y'all know I like Wyatt. Y'all know I like Wyatt. And when he sends messages in, I have to read them, but I have to be conscious of the way that I read them. Oh, he got on me once about that. He says, thank you, E. Well said. Angela says, that was the sorriest apology in the history of half-ass apologies. I'm going to have to look it up. I didn't see it. And I looked at the news stations, at the websites of the news stations. I didn't see that. Wyatt says, Scotty just told everyone it's not about economics. I'm not sure what he was talking about, so I can't say. But I would imagine that you take somebody's home. That's kind of about economics. I'm thinking, but man, look, I could be wrong. I'm no, financial guru. But here's what I know. I own a house. Not the biggest, shiniest house, all that kind of stuff, but it's a house. It's mine. I own it. I pay taxes on it every year so I could keep it. I own it outright. And if they say, we building something right here and now we taking your house, maybe they gonna give me a little something for it. I don't know. I don't want the little something that you're gonna get. I want my house. This is my house. This is what my child, my hope, maybe grandchild, whatever, this is what they'll have when I'm gone. They'll be able to sell it or, get another mortgage on it if they want to, or, whatever. It's an asset. It's an asset that they can use in their portfolio. I don't have a portfolio. I bought a portfolio once and it, and it's economics. Nathaniel Livingston says, well, Minister Farrakhan spent a lot of time teaching Black America about the atonement process. Apologizing is a necessary step in the process, but it's a step in a process. Look, I took your home 5 years ago. I swindled you out of it, some way, some shape, some form. And I come to you and I say, I feel really bad about swindling you out of your home. Like, you out here homeless now. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad about this. Therefore, I can't give you your home back because I don't own it anymore. I don't have it anymore. But I have a home that's about the same value as your home would be. And, here, I'm going to give you that home. And then, but here is something for all of your troubles. And I'm going to help you. That's a process. First step was, whatever. I felt bad, I guess. Second step was, I found you. Third step, I apologize to you. Fourth step, I'm attempting to make you whole. You can't undo, you can't unring a bell, but I'm attempting to make you whole. The harm that I did, I'm trying to legit atone for it and put you in a position as good as, if not better than, the position that you were in before, and do something to, compensate you for the troubles that I caused you over the past 5 years. See, that's a process. An apology is a step in that process. But I can't just skip over everything, go right to apology, and then say, all right, I'm done. What was the process? Apologize, leave. That's not a process. That's not atonement. Brent says, what's the status on the TikTok player t-shirts? They coming. They coming. The design is done. I got to make the screens and all of that kind of stuff. So I got to reclaim some screens. Anybody who's a screen printer know, I hate reclaiming screens. But I got to reclaim some screens and mix the inks and trust me, we good. Ben says, same thing, all those blacks placed in symbolic positions / Juneteenth / Black History Month and more. I don't know what you're talking about. Angela says, I'm cool on him, me and Scotty, since he made Chief Blackwell walk after getting fired. Okay. Lonzo helping me out. He says, they saying sorry for what they did to black folks in 1948. And what are they doing to make those people or their descendants whole? Because again, if it's just, and I'm saying if, I don't know. I didn't see it. I don't know nothing about it. What are they doing to make those people whole? Like, you know what I'm saying? If they took my daddy or my granddaddy's house, that asset would have been passed on to, you know, my daddy and then to me or to us. So what are y'all doing? And it would have appreciated. It would have appreciated. So what are y'all doing to make those people? Don't apologize if you're not going to make the people whole. If you're not going to make the people whole, you're not really sorry. You're not really sorry. But you don't know what your mayor said. So how do you know they're just apologizing? I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. People are telling me. I don't know what they said. Never trust a shaved mouth. No, I don't agree with that. I'm thinking about just shaving everything off again. Just cutting it, and maybe what I'll do is I'll go Amish. Like I'll shave, trim this up, make it nice and neat, and shave the mustache. Like the Amish dudes do. I never understood why they do that. Why would you keep a big beard and get rid of your mustache? But maybe I'll try it. I once shaved half of my face. And he says, FYI, President Biden and Democrats in Congress worked with leaders in Detroit. They apologized for missteps taken during the urban renewal days and are putting millions into trying to fix some of those black communities. Maybe they're doing something similar in Cincinnati. I don't know what they're doing. That's what I said. If they're not trying to make those people whole, they can figure out, like, legitimately who they wronged. Find their peoples and make them whole. They can do that. If they're doing that. And, because it's not just the individuals. It is also the community that suffers. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. Scott says, you own the city. I mean, you own the house, but the city owns the land. I don't know if that's true. I think you own the land. Like, I can go buy a plot of land and not put a house on it. I can own that land. Hold on, I'm scrolling. Wyatt says, if it was economic devastation, then it should be an economic resolution. It's always economics. Same thing as a fake apology. How do you claim to be smart, but you don't understand comments? Because the comments are stupid. The comments are stupid. Like they don't make sense. That's why you should call in. Call in and say it instead of trying to put it in a few words. Because it doesn't, you're not apparently very good at being able to boil down your thoughts to a few words and make them make sense to other people. It sounds like gibberish when you do it sometimes. That's why you should call in and I'll listen to you. And then you can help me understand the gibberish that you're typing. Angela says, this ain't nothing but a play for re-election so they can pretend to execute their imaginary plan. I got to look up what happened. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can put this up here on the screen. I don't know if y'all can actually see that. Cincinnati mayor apology. Oh, that's not that apology. Oh, that's the mayor apologizing to Kansas City. Cincinnati. Oh, I got a call coming in. Wyatt.
Hey, what's going on, E?
Hey, how you doing?
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, man. If you don't mind, I'd like to maybe engage a little bit in what I heard. I listened to the entire press conference.
All right.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. My line is a bit
Okay.
choppy. I got to figure out what's going on with the system, but I can hear you just fine.
Okay, I won't. I'm not going to make a personal comment about how I personally felt about it. I will relay to you what I may have gotten out of it. I'm not going to give you my opinion of it, but I'll give you what I got out of it, what they were trying to pass.
All right.
And what it sounds to me is, first, I'll say this to them. I commend them for their efforts. I will say that. I don't want to come off as a hater or anything like that. But what I will say is it's the way it was structured, the way it sounds, it looked like we had a small black Wall Street downtown in the Laura Homes that I never was aware of. And the way it made it sound, Scotty and them said, and I could be wrong on my numbers, but I don't know if these numbers are escalated or what, but I never knew we had 80 churches in Cincinnati, black churches that were taken out of commission. I never knew that. And I know you come from a background of your dad being a pastor. Does that ring a bell with you? Did you ever know that 80 churches had faced devastation due to what was going on in Cincinnati?
No, I didn't.
Okay, and there was, hundreds of businesses I hope I'm not making this up. If I'm hearing what I heard, you would have thought Cincinnati was a black Wall Street. And I can't see the comments because I'm on my cell phone and I'm driving, but I'm just curious if anyone else got that out of that press conference, that Cincinnati was a vibrant black community at one point. Can you share a couple of the comments with me? Can you let me know if I'm off base? Can somebody help me out?
Well, I don't see where anyone is, no one's quite commenting yet.
Okay, I'm just curious because based on what I heard and the researchers that they brought in, it sounded like a lot of, and they said like 9,000 residents were all displaced. And then when you had a few people come up to the podium to talk about how they got, moved around, it sounds like what they did is they took people from downtown and they created the communities that we say are outskirts black Cincinnati, which would be your Avondale and your, those areas like that. I can't say Bond Hill. I don't know if Bond Hill was part of that process, but I heard, Avondale for sure. And I would think there was probably others, maybe like a Madisonville. I believe that might have been how those communities got started. But I also heard some people that got transferred from downtown to like Avondale. They were saying things like, well, one man said he went to like 5 different schools, and it was traumatizing from him being displaced from downtown Cincinnati and taken out to somewhere that he didn't know anything about. Now, I'm not trying to make light of it or anything, man, and I don't know what the devastation, I don't know. This was before my time. But I don't know. I mean, quite a few of us been through that. They made it sound like people were just put out on the street with nowhere to go, and I'd like to get confirmation of that. I'd like to know if this was some type of public housing or something to that nature. How were they just taking people's – are we talking about property owners? Or are we talking about people that live in affordable housing and that were moved out into different communities? What are we talking about? Are we talking about property owners? Because we had a guy say, I'm sorry, E. I know you didn't see the press conference.
No, I believe they are talking about property owners, and I believe they displaced a lot of property owners. And even if, they against, they do that eminent domain thing. So even if you feel like you gave me fair market value for my home, if you displace everybody in my community and move us around, we end up in other communities, it could still be devastating.
I'm not suggesting that it's not devastating. What I'm suggesting is that's how we got our outskirt communities like Avondale and things of that nature. And the last time I checked, mostly people that lived in Avondale back in the early days went into properties. They didn't have large homes in the projects out in Avondale like they do downtown. So I'm just curious to know what it is. I just need proper content. Like I said, I don't want to give my opinion of the press conference being right or wrong, or it was a fake apology and all of that. I'm not going to do that because I don't have. It left me in awe of what happened, what really happened, because that's really one side of the story. We understand what they said in the press conference, but I'd like to know just how devastating it was. You had a man who said that he told his mom when he was a little boy, "Mom, where are we going to go?" And she said, "I don't know where we're going." They gave you 30-day notices to just find somewhere. I mean, I'd like to see that. I'd like to know that to be what it is, and who enforced those rules? What made that happen? I know what they're saying. I'd like to see it. I'm not suggesting that it didn't happen.
But look, I don't know what they said. Tell me, what did they say?
Well, I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to the audience. Because somebody will type it in.
Right, but
a lot of people watched it.
But I'm asking you, do you remember, can you tell me kind of the gist of the press conference? How did it start? Who spoke? What did they say? Do they have a plan? What are they going to do?
They saying that this is just the starting point. Let me just say this. I'll answer your question. Let me just say this. Mm-hmm. Stefan Pryor asked a question that kind of got under Scotty's skin, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who noticed what happened. Stefan Pryor asked the question. He was the last question of the evening, and he asked the question: Is this an economic thing? And Scotty got a little upset at that. And it seemed like it touched the nerve, almost personal. He was like, "I don't have time for them type of games. I wouldn't be up here talking to you all if it was about economics. This is coming from my heart." I think that was a little over the top because I don't want you to discredit, Scotty. I don't want you to discredit, bro, that this is about economics. It was an economic trauma to our people, so it should be an economic resolution. So don't take away. We wouldn't have thought it was something personal by you saying, Scotty, yes, this is about economics, because it was economics that destroyed. It was the economic devastation. And I've been saying this forever. I said, I know we're old reparations, but we're old reparations maybe in a different kind of way. It may not be a check. It might be in tax purposes. It might be in education. But damn it, we are old reparations. I know damage was done to us. I know it was.
Okay.
But, man, I'm telling you, bro, Most of this was before my time. I'm from downtown, bro. I seen the devastation of what happened. I was the aftermath of it. I'm a 70s guy. I'm a 70 baby from Laura Holmes. I know what it was. I know how we all had to stay on stack of one another. But I want to know, with these 9,000 people, with these property owners, these numbers just were really high. I got to see this. I'm not suggesting that they're selling us something wrong. I'm just want to know the content, because it's not making sense to me. If you listen to what they were saying, we basically had a Black Wall Street in the city of Cincinnati, and somebody destroyed it. I want to see it, because all my years of study of Cincinnati, I never seen that much Black economics in the city of Cincinnati where we were that self-sufficient. I've never seen it. I could be wrong, but I've never seen that. Never heard of it.
All right. Well, I can't comment. I don't know what was said. I don't even really know I just found a story about it, so I guess I'll read that. But I don't. They held a press conference at 3 p.m. Let me see. They talked about the displacement in the West End. They say this displacement was rooted in institutional racism and resulted in the destruction of social, political, cultural, and faith networks. They said that the city of Cincinnati.
I don't deny any of that, but you got to give me more. See, let me tell you what they did. You didn't see it, so I might be leaving a piece out that might help explain how they came up with their content. They obviously contracted this out to someone, because there was two ladies, one lady from Cincinnati. Both of them were well-spoken. Both of them were doctors. I believe they had doctors of some type of study or something of that nature. And they came in with their studies of the city of Cincinnati. But what they hit us with were numbers. I'm a numbers guy. And some of the numbers don't add up from what my vision and what my recollection of Cincinnati truly was. I don't think, I could be wrong, brother, but I've never seen us in that economic power strip in the city of Cincinnati that was presented to me today. I hope I'm wrong.
And so, so what's the point that you're making about that?
Well, I need the information that they have. I want to know, where did these 9,000 people that were displaced and scattered out to these different neighborhoods and some of them didn't have any place to go? I'd like to know what that information is. Was that like they're saying now, they're going to start working with, they're working closely with Cincinnati Metropolitan House. Okay. See, when you start including government entities like that, and I think they were involved in the initial situation in the first place. So this may even be deeper than what they're, I don't want to speculate, but it's a possibility that, Metropolitan Housing may have had something to do with it back then as well. Or maybe it wasn't as bad for the people that are saying that they were displaced. It's a strong possibility that it could have went one way or the other, or both. But I'd like to get the information. I'm not big on people just telling me something, and then I'm supposed to just ride with that, and now I'm going to be angry, or I'm going to be happy, or I'm going to be looking for something off of misinformation. I need more information. And when Stefan made that comment, for someone to get angry because he asked a legitimate question of, is this about economics because a bridge is coming and some money is coming in here, and somebody get angry and mad at him for asking a legitimate question, I find that to be a little suspect.
All right.
Thanks for taking my call, E. I just want us to be informed. That's all, brother. I'm not suggesting that they're telling something that's not true. I'm saying that I want more information, and if I can dig even deeper into it, I certainly will.
All right.
But there's no doubt in my mind that a hurt has been done, a trauma has been passed on to us, and it needs to be restored.
All right. Hey, I appreciate your call, sir.
All right. Thank you, E. I appreciate it. Great show, man.
All right. All right. Um, yeah, again, I didn't hear any of the news conference, any of the press conference. So I don't know what was said to say, well, I think that was true. I don't think that was true or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But if you're telling me that what he said is not, saw somebody else put it up there, 9,000 people were displaced. I could look, the idea that there were a lot of churches that were displaced wouldn't be shocking to me. Wouldn't be shocking to me. I think if they went in and took over Lincoln Heights and said, we are moving everybody in here out, you lose a whole lot of churches. You lose a lot of churches. A lot of people would lose their property. And if I'm born and raised in Lincoln Heights, I own a home in Lincoln Heights, my roots are here in Lincoln Heights, and you say, here's some money, you got 60 days to find a place to live, but we gonna buy your house for whatever we deem to be fair market value for your house. Which we know how they do, the way that they even, evaluate or whatever the value of a house. How that had to do with where the house is and all that kind of stuff. And you could take the same house in Lincoln Heights and put it in, I don't know, Wyoming, and probably triple or quadruple the value of that house. But they'll say, this is fair market value for here. But now you don't get to move here. And possibly. You don't get to move back here. So if we giving you $80,000 for your house, because that's what we determine is the fair market value of a house in Lincoln Heights, of this size, of this style, of this quality. You can't take that $80,000 and go out to Wyoming and buy that same house. It's probably not going to be the same house out there, but if that house was out there, you can't take that out there. So then you got to take that money, and there's only so many places that you can go with that money that they determine was fair market value for your house in that neighborhood, and go somewhere else. I know a little bit about this stuff, just a little bit. I was buying a home in Evanston. This was years ago. And the home had a particular value. And when they came out, what do they call it? They don't call it what's it called when they look at your home and tell you what the value is, what the value of the home is? I'm drawing a blank on the word. Thank you. When they come and they do an appraisal, that happened. And the guy who was doing the appraisal, who, was a Caucasian dude. And he told us, I just did an appraisal on a house very similar to this in another area of town. And you wouldn't believe it. He didn't actually tell us what the value was of the other house. He said, you wouldn't believe it. So yeah, they come in, they tell me this is the value for this home in this neighborhood right now. Here's your money. Here, take it. Now get out and find another place to live. Well, I want to live in this type of home in wherever community I go to, but I don't have the money to afford that. So I got to downsize or get something, because they want my property and I ain't got no choice. And that's even if, they give me even a half decent. When you think about the 40s, the 1940s in Cincinnati, Ohio, let's assume they just, hey, we're going to take your houses, eminent domain. We're going to give you fair market value. In the West End, in a black community in Cincinnati in 1948. I could see a little kid saying, Mama, where are we going to live? And Mama looking at this money like, baby, I don't know. I could see that. But again, I don't know what was said at the press conference. I don't know. But if you're telling me 9,000 people were displaced and they're apologizing, they could find out who the 9,000 people were. They got records. They kept records in the 40s. They could hunker down. They could do the research. They could figure out. They might be doing this. I don't know. But they could figure out who was displaced. They could, make those people, their descendants, whole. I got a feeling that's probably not going to happen. Somebody says, did he block you again? I never unblocked him because I don't know how to unblock on this particular system. So he's not blocked. You all can see everything that he says. He's not blocked. Just he's blocked. I can't see what he's saying. So my guess it was some nonsense. But that's just me guessing. I don't know. I can't see it. When I figure out how to unblock on here, I'm gonna have to call Restream and see how do you unblock someone. I have to call Restream and see. Because I'm not scared of Freeman. I don't want to fight him either. I'm not linking. Y'all comments don't get me. You be moving that mouse and scrolling so hard, just calling it out, because I always chuckle when you do it, but I never said anything. Here's why. See, I like to, pull back the curtain. I show y'all things every once in a while. This is an old hardwired IBM. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it says IBM mouse. And it doesn't function the best. I have this nice mouse here. Eventually I'm going to go ahead and get me one of them Apple mice. But I have this one, which is it's got a nice little, you can barely even hear it. You can barely even hear the scrolling. It's got but for whatever reason, this connects via Bluetooth. For whatever reason, these Mac Minis, which is what I'm using, these M1 Mac Minis, they have a Bluetooth issue, and it kicks a lot of stuff off of Bluetooth. So I would be on here scrolling, and it wouldn't be working, and I would have to, that didn't make it reconnect, but it made me feel like it was. So then I might have to turn it off and then turn it back on to get it to reconnect. And I said, it's just best to get an old school hardwired mouse and plug it in. But when I scroll, is loud. And then sometimes it don't even kind of the same issue because it's an old mouse that, again, I just happen to have laying around. It's a whole ordeal. It's a whole ordeal. What I really need to do is get me one of those new Mac Studios. Get me a Mac Studio and just go ahead and get all of the Apple stuff. The Apple mouse, I could probably just use this mouse because they tell me that the new Mac Studios with the M2 chip don't have that same problem with the Bluetooth. But that's it. So yes, that's what all of the scrolling and all of that stuff is. And you can hear it, but Can we increase the budget to get a new mouse then? Yes, you can. You can look, I think you can get a nice Mac Magic Mouse, Apple Magic Mouse or whatever for like $200. Go ahead, send me $200 and I'll get the new mouse. I get the new mouse. Oh, YouTube University has a video on unblocking people on Restream. Okay, I'll look that up. I'm not going to do it right now as I'm talking, but I'll look it up. The Apple stuff is so expensive. It ain't that expensive. Let's see. But yeah, so the apology, I imagine the apology didn't hurt nobody. And I got no reason to disbelieve Wyatt, but I have to say if, just because I didn't experience it firsthand. If Stefan did ask the simple question, are we talking economics? And the answer was no, and even, a little being irritated by the question. That sounds potentially problematic. But I understand, look, sometimes you want to do stuff, and I can't speak to Scotty, or I get it was Aftab, and Scotty basically led the press conference. That's what I'm reading from this article here. Apparently, allegedly, those are the people who led the press conference. And you're trying to do a certain thing, and then you get, which is, yeah, I'm kind of laughing about this because sometimes y'all don't understand how it works. A lot of times they don't just let anybody into a press conference. You got to be somebody. You know what I'm saying? You got to be somebody or be known. You know what I'm saying? If you were Lincoln Ware's Citizen of the Week, then maybe you can get in a press conference. If not, you might not get in. You know what I'm saying? That's the way they do. A lot of times. That's the way they do. But the bottom line is they understand how, I'm going to call it the mainstream media here in Cincinnati. They understand how the mainstream media here in Cincinnati go along, right? And there's certain questions they go, because, you get a feel of what's the purpose of this press conference. You watching it, you get a feel for what it is. The media watching it, they got the same feel for what it is. This press conference is supposed to be a feel-good press conference. Or this press conference is supposed to be a confrontational press conference. Or this press conference is supposed to be a, whatever it is. And the media will play along. But then you get somebody like a Stefan in there. And Stefan asks, a question that maybe wasn't supposed to be asked. And you messing with the flow of the press conference. That's not what we're here for. We got a certain thing, a certain message that we trying to hit, that we trying to get out, and you messing it up. This is why they don't let them, because, you got people like Stefan. They never let me in press conferences. They never let me in. Legit, I was turned away from a number of press conferences. I'm not just saying that. It's true. Because it's always somebody from outside the mainstream that be there to ask, a question that is not a media question. It's a question that people are thinking about. Everybody but the media. The media know we got about, 45 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes maybe to tell this story. We ain't got time to be asking in-depth questions that, goes to really the heart of the matter. You want a feel-good press conference, we're going to ask you some feel-good questions, and then you can answer them in a feel-good way, and then we can go do our feel-good story. Everybody's happy because everybody got what they wanted. Then somebody come in talking about, are we talking economics? But this is a feel-good story. This ain't about that. I'm not saying that is what happened. I'm just saying I know that that happens. I know that that happens. They were visibly peeved with Stefan, which ain't hard, but still. He wasn't a part of the program. And Ben, this will make you feel good. Yeah, Joe Biden does it too. Yeah, because it's just the way things are done. And when you get somebody who don't go along with the program, they're kind of not welcome. They're kind of not welcome. Oh, James Muhammad saying something. I don't know exactly. That was kind of long and a lot of ellipses. Let me see. What else? I was reading a little bit of what was said in the press conference. No, they don't have actually any quotes from what was said in the press conference in that story. From Cincinnati.com, Cincinnati leaders apologize for destruction of black neighborhood in the 1950s. Mayor Avtab Pureval and 2 council members say they will apologize. They talked about what's expected. Pureval, Vice Mayor Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney, and Councilman Scotty Johnson. Talked about tearing down Kenyon Bar to make room for I-75 and a new business district in Queensgate. They said it was rooted in racism. They said the city didn't keep its promise to find new housing for the displaced families and destroyed many of the cultural, political, and social networks that once thrived. They expressed sincere regret. They said this is not just an apology, Scotty Johnson. This is not just an apology. There is more work to be done. All right. They say the idea to apologize was Johnson's. Johnson said this has never been done. It's important for people to feel like they haven't been forgotten. We have to do better about the lasting effects about decisions we make. But can I say this? Well, I mean, I can't. I'm going to. But Angela says, come on, pull up the live stream, man. I can't pull up the live stream. I'm a little limited here in terms of what I can do. I need to give me another computer here. So then this is all off of one computer. So once I get another computer, I'll be able to do all of that stuff. But I can't do it right here. But I am working on getting another computer or 2. Actually, when I think about it, I have one. But it's a really old MacBook. And it just don't be wanting to act right. But let me say this. There is something to the idea of look, if you are put in a position of authority over the city, right? And this is, to I'm gonna say Scotty's defense, not that he needs me to defend him. If y'all don't know this, I actually like Scotty Johnson. I know Scotty Johnson. I wouldn't say we friends. I ain't never been over his house for dinner. But, I've interacted with Scotty a lot, and I like Scotty. We're friendly, to my knowledge. He capped on me once. Even thinking about it, it still makes me laugh. when we were down at Black Family Reunion one year and we was going back and forth, but he got me real good and it made me laugh so hard. But I have no animosity whatsoever towards Scotty Johnson. And again, not that he needs me to defend him, but if you are in a position, you're put in a position where you're one of the city leaders. You're one of the city leaders. You don't control the city, but you're one of the city leaders. Which means for a brief time, you're going to be able to speak and kind of what you say as a representative of the city is as a representative of the city. So then you get to say stuff. You get to speak for the city and say stuff that you always wanted to hear the city say. And if you like, the city did us wrong, us as a people, the city did us wrong. You get to stand up and say, you know what, Black Cincinnati, I apologize for what we, the city of Cincinnati, did to you. Even understanding this ain't a plan to fix anything. You might be trying to work on a plan, but this ain't it. But you get to say, you as a voice of the city, I'm sorry. I could understand the allure of that. I could understand wanting to do that. I really can. I really can. Because I'm sure this ain't why you do it. But you gotta know, if I stand up for Cincinnati and as the voice of Cincinnati and say, you know what, we were racist as hell back then. And we were wrong and we sorry. That's gonna burn some people up. It's gonna burn some people up. That might not be the reason why you do it, but it might just be one of the benefits. He gonna say, I can't do a good old boy country bumpkin accent. But, how's he gonna apologize for us? So I understand, or at least I think I potentially understand the reason for wanting to do such a thing. Using black folks to use black folks don't leave this Democratic plantation Negro. You really should just call in. You really should just call in. It would make more sense. I'm certain it would make more sense if you just call in. Brother Emanuel, do you want an invitation from Brother Scotty Johnson? Ellipsis. No, I wasn't fishing for a lot of people use the term friends. Like, we're friends. He's my friend. Like, what make y'all friends? Because y'all been in each other's company and you're friendly when you're in each other's company? To me, a friend is much more than that. A friend is much more than that. And that's why, Pamela, I do use that reference as a determining factor if I'm actually friends. It's not the determining factor, but it's kind of a determining factor. If I only see you at work and we cool at work, but then we go home and we never interact outside of work, well, because we're friendly at work, we're friends. Now I can rely on my friends. I can rely on I could call my friend. If my car break down, I could call my friend right now and say, hey, I'm out here stuck on 75. Come and get me. My friend gonna be like, hey, I'm on the way. Somebody that I'm friendly with, I couldn't imagine if I'm broke down on 75, I call, trying to think of somebody I'm just friendly with. Heck, even Scotty, Scotty, be like, Scotty, I'm broke down on 75. He gonna be like, and you called me? You ain't got no family or friends that you could call who would, he might come and get me just because he's a kind person. But he gonna be thinking the whole time like, what made this N call me? Like, I know that N from when I worked at the bus, and he's a cool, he's all right dude, but he called me and he broke down on the highway. Lincoln Ware will come get you. I doubt it. Depending on what's going on and all that kind of stuff, I doubt it. But I can almost guarantee, because I would go get Lincoln. But I would be thinking, this MF, but I wouldn't say MF. This MF don't know nobody else that he can call. He calling me. And when I got there, I would, pick him up and I'm taking you home, whatever. And I would have to ask him at some point, just because it's me. And you don't know nobody else that you can call and pick you up on the side of the highway? You got a wife. You got a daughter, a son. You got, what I'm saying? Everybody in the city, all of your citizens of the week. You called me? I got a good heart, so I would still go get him. But my friend wouldn't be thinking that. My friend would be like, if my friend called me, I'm on the way. Like, ooh, man, what happened? Why were you broke down? Why didn't you call me? You know what I'm saying? But okay, where are we going? We got to get your car working again. We got to figure this out. We got to get you back on the road. If it was Lincoln, where am I dropping you off? I'm taking you home? All right, I got to drive all the way to Montgomery. All right, come on. Let's go. Oh, but I need to stop by the... You should have called somebody else if you need to be making stops. I wouldn't do that to my friend. If it was my friend, I wouldn't even think twice about it. Oh, I need to go by the so-and-so, and then I need to go by the so-and-so. I need to go check on so-and-so, and then you can take it. Okay, yeah, whatever you need. You my friend, I got you. So yeah, people, I think, use the word friend a little too loosely. Just because you're friendly with somebody don't necessarily mean you're friends. I got a good heart, so I would help. Angela says, that's part of our folks' problem. What is? I know it's a couple people who blocked, so I can't say. What's a part of our folks' problems? Look, Angela, you too. And I don't even really know you like that. Like, I think I done met you once. But if you called me like, yo, Emanuel, I broke down on the side of the highway. I need a ride. First thing I would be thinking is, how did this B get my number? That's what I would be thinking. But you know what? If I'm not like deep into something, I would be like, where you at? And I'll come and get you. I'm taking you home. You know what I'm saying? That's just being a person with a good heart. But would you honestly, Angela, say, me and Emanuel are friends? I don't think you can say that. I don't think you can say that. Would you come help me? If you somehow got my number, same thing. I would be like, hold on, who is this? Who? I don't know no damn Nikki. Who is this? You'd have to say Nikki. And then I'd be like, oh, this is Nikki. Oh, okay. Well, I would still be thinking, how did this get my number? But hold on, you broke down on the side of the highway and you didn't have nobody else to call? Damn, I feel bad. But if I'm with Mrs. Livingston, I'd be like, okay, hold on a second. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Mute. One of these bitches that listen to my show somehow got my number, say she broke down on the side of the highway and need a ride. Do you know her? I don't know her like that, but she be on the, she send text messages on the show. So I don't want to leave her out there. She apparently don't know nobody else. So she need me to go and get her. If I know Mrs. Livingston, go ahead and get her. But better not no funny shit happen. It's Nikki. You know what I'm saying? It's Nikki. No, go get her. Where you at? All right. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Just stay in the car. Stay safe. I'll be there. Yes, I will probably come and get you. Yes. Key.
Hey, Emanuel, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, I need you. I broke down up here by the Chipotle by Children's Hospital.
You bad.
Don't say, hey, B, how you get my number.
I sure would.
Can you come get me?
Look, that's
I got your Chipotle bowl.
That's not something that I say.
Burrito.
I don't say it out loud, but in my head,
Look, your eyes gonna tell it all.
When my phone ring in my head, I'm telling you, my thought is, how this bitch get my number? That's right. What
your eyes gonna tell it all when I see you. You gonna be like, I'm still in disbelief.
And I would ask you.
Give me that burrito bowl.
At some point, I'll be like, all right, I'm dropping you off here. Like, yeah, you dropping me off here. All right. Hold on, before you go. How the fuck you get my number? You know what I'm saying? I need to know, how did you get my phone number?
Because we friends.
I would have to know.
I'm tell you, I'm your supporter. I'm part of the experiment. You got to give us a name. What's our name? The experimenters, the afternooners. What you call us? What you call your supporters?
I don't know. I had to get some thought on it. I hadn't thought about it.
Get some thought, because when you make up them shirts, it's got to say it on the shirt. You know what I mean?
I hear
you know I had to call you and get you. I'm going to get him mad at you. Okay, but I do need your help, though. You going to come get me at the Chipotle around the corner from Children's Hospital. You know what I'm talking about, right?
If you were serious,
you come get me?
I would come and get you.
I know. That's why I had to call you, because I got you a Chipotle bowl. That's my fee.
Key, I appreciate you. You just brought up something. That I had to discuss.
Okay, well, go ahead and discuss it. Everybody, thumbs up, like, subscribe, everybody in the chat. Okay, man, I'll talk to you later.
All right, Key. Hold on, I had to discuss this. I didn't think about it until she said Chipotle bowl for the last time. Yesterday, 100% true story. I went to Chipotle. I called Mrs. Livingston on my way home, and I say, hey, I'm stopping by Chipotle. You want me to bring you anything? She say, Angela, you called. I'm sorry. I was on the line with Key, and I don't have a line where I can put you on hold and then come to you. So if I'm on the line with somebody, it just rings and then goes to voicemail. So you have to call when that person hangs up. It doesn't show busy. It pops up. Like I could say your phone number right now. I won't, because then everybody be calling you for a ride. But the number popped up while I was talking to Key. But if you call back, I'll take the call. So I go to Chipotle, and I said I need 2 bowls. And I get the regular. And what's your protein? And I say steak in one, chicken in the other. I'm a chicken dude. I don't mess with steak like that. I'm a chicken dude. So all right, dude, oh, how long it's gonna be before the chicken is ready? I'm like, oh my god. I mean steak. Oh my goodness, I gotta wait for steak. I say, well then that's all right. Just do chicken in both. Cause she'll do chicken or she'll do steak. She's very specific. She says, give me steak if you can look at the meat and ain't no pink in it. I want steak. If you can't look at the meat or if it's pink in it, give me chicken. I know that going in. So I say 1 steak, 1 chicken. How long on the steak? They say, oh, it'll be about 5 minutes. I know when they say 5 minutes, they really mean 10. I don't want to be there for no 10 minutes. So I say, well, then just put chicken in both of them. Then the girl come, because this one they got a drive-through. So the girl come from the drive-through and she say, oh, we got steak over here. She grabbed both bowls and put steak on them. Like, thank you. But I look at the steak is well done. I'm like, thank you, but I didn't want steak on mine. She's like, oh. So then she trying to take each piece of steak off. And the other dude, he like, hold on, I'll finish this story. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hi, this is Angela. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. It kept going. And then it sounded like a white person. I was like, do I even have the right number? It's like, okay. Well, with my comment, what I was referring to, like, that's part of our problem where we kind of don't see each other more with I guess a level of humanity to help out. You know what I'm saying? When you were talking about, oh, well, you have a wife or you got family. Now, I've traveled extensively. Every other culture is not like that. When they call people friends, when you see how they react to people, they could just meet somebody and they extend themselves. I wonder how we lost that. I think it's part of Americanization for us, to be honestly, because at one point we used to have more togetherness and, you know what I'm saying, just compassion and friendliness. So, I mean, that's the bottom line. When we talked about the lady whose kid was in the car when they kidnapped it and she's out door dashing or whatever, that was even the same thing when the lady had the twins. She's out there. I'm sure people knew she was a mother, but there was no one that would put themselves in a position to help her out. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I'm talking quick and like looking around in traffic.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
I understand what you're saying. I kind of agree, but I kind of don't. See, I'm making a distinction between being friendly and being friends. Like,
right, but you wouldn't really have to be my friend because, I mean, to be the good Samaritan, that wasn't his friend on the side of the road. You get what I'm saying, PK? So that's what I'm saying. You can be friendly, good, and well, but there's situations where you extend yourself, not to giving people money or whatever, but if they're in like a dire strait, then I've noticed that in traveling, other people do that. That's why you see Mexicans, 20 of them in a house together. You know what I'm saying? They know to help people get further along and don't want to see someone burdened. I saw it in Africa. I mean, the tile up India, every other place. And I'm like, when we get here, we're like, oh, you need to get your kid or you need to do that. You had that kid, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's crazy to me. And I'm like, how do other cultures do it? And, you know, we get to America, and I think it's part of how they condition us here. they had to carpool and do all this other stuff to make stuff work. That's why I say we're super soft, and I ain't marching with nobody. I ain't doing none of that because people are soft and they're weak. They don't have any means of bonding with one another or having somebody's back unless they know you or gave birth to you or y'all go back 20 years. That's how I was taking the distinction between friendly versus friends. So if somebody called me and needed a ride, yeah, I mean, I got you. And I ain't going to quiz what happened to your trip away. You know, let your shit last. Come on. What? You know, I'm like, okay, you need a ride. Let me come and get you. I don't need no detail because if I was in the circumstance, I want somebody to do it for me without getting grilled. So
Well,
that's my only point. So we don't have to debate it. That's just my difference of opinion.
all right.
Okay, have a good one.
I appreciate your call.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. That's Angela. Yeah, we do disagree slightly. I'm not even sure we disagree. I just make the maybe if I termed it close friend, maybe everybody ain't your friend that you're friendly with, and there is a difference when we're talking about the way that different communities react to one another. Now, look, I spent a lot of time around some Mexicans, Guatemalans, and all of that kind of stuff. A lot of time. And actually had the opportunity to sit down and have long conversations with them about the reasons that they do some of the stuff that they do. And at least the ones that I talk to, they make a distinction between some people just think, and I'm not saying Angela thinks this, some people think, oh, it's a whole bunch of Mexicans and they live in that house and they all care about one another but that's right. They all know each other and they care about one another. You ain't just gonna be some stranger Mexican and they like, hey, come on in. They don't know you. They don't know you. They need to get to know you. But they just not like accepting of everybody. Like, oh, he's Mexican. Come on, you can live with us. I mean, I'm not saying that don't exist, but that exists with black people, with white people, with Asian people, and you gonna have some, but there has to be some sort of a relationship there. There has to be some sort of a relationship there. All 20 of them people that live in that house know each other. Probably get along or keep their distance in the apartment or whatever. But it ain't just 20 strangers. And it's, of course, it's definitely different motivations. Because the ones that I knew wasn't really trying to stay here in America. The ones I knew wasn't trying to stay here in America. Raphael. His name was Raphael. I don't remember his last name. Mexican dude. Lived here, worked here, lived in an apartment with I don't remember how many people. I was asking him, like, bro, how you know what I'm saying? He said, look, I'm going to be here for, I think he said 10 years maybe. I'm going to be here for 10 years and then I'm going to go home and live like a king. Those were his words. With the money that I make here in 10 years, I can go home and live like a king for the rest of my life. So, okay, I live in this apartment with all of these people and all of that kind of stuff. And cool. He said, but I send money home. So my family right now, they set. He said, but I keep money here. And I don't know any of this stuff to be true. I just know what he told me. So I'm not, can't break it down financially because I didn't ask him to break it down financially. I'm just telling you what he told me. He said, I think he said he called it a mansion. What you determined to be a mansion. I didn't get the feeling that he was talking about like a big Beverly Hills mansion, but he was talking about a house with a lot of rooms. And he had been here for like 2 years. He wasn't even at top pay yet. But he's like, with the money that I'm making here, I send that money back. I've already built a really nice mansion. My family lives there already. They are well taken care of. He said, and with the money that I make and that I'm going to save, when I go home, I will live like a king for the rest of my life. Now, look, if you could promise me, and most black people here in America, you work hard for 10 years. You ain't got to make no whole lot of money. Just go to work, find you a nice little, factory job or, go work with it. You do that 10 years, and then you can live in a mansion like a king for the rest of your life and never do anything. Well, see, the Mexicans, they'll get out there and they'll work hard, but black people, and Mexicans do this and Mexicans do that. Oh, but black people, y'all want to. Different set of circumstances. I'm not saying everybody ain't going home. Some people want to live the American dream in America. But if you told me that, you gave me that promise, which he was already seeing come to fruition. You make me that promise. 10 years, you go live in your mansion and live like a king for the rest of your life. I'll work my ass off for them 10 years. And Raphael was in his 20s, his early 20s. If you'd have told me at 25, work your ass off to 35, you don't need no super nothing. You just go to work. And he wasn't even working his ass off. You know what I'm saying? In the context, he was working, doing the same job I was doing. And then in 10 years, you leave and you go live like a king. I'd have been like, bet. I think most black people would be like, bet. I'm going to have a mansion. You're going to have a mansion. Whatever your definition of a mansion, my whole family going to be taken care of. Your whole family going to be taken care of. And I'm not going to have to work anymore. You don't have to. Now, if you want to work, make some more money, you can. But no, you'll be set up. I take that deal. But we live in America. We live in America. So, when you hear that type of stuff, But back to what Angela was saying. I didn't finish the Chipotle story. I'm going to finish. But back to Angela was saying, I think a lot of them people, they still don't necessarily consider them their friends. It's my roommate. Are y'all friends? We're roommates. We share expenses. So I think that's it. We just have a different interpretation of what friends are. Nothing wrong with that. Brian says, there are many immigrants in the same house for the same reason. There used to be many black people in the same house shortly after slavery. It's an economic question. We have to stop this notion that black people help each other less than other cultures and nationalities. Those other cultures look at us and make the same gripe about themselves and their ethnic group. Very true. Very true. All right. Did I finish the Chipotle story? Back to the Chipotle story. I got to wrap this up and then I got to get off of here because I'm sure Wyatt is probably on thinking, and finish the Chipotle story, get off the air, and, let me do my show unmolested. I say that like, I bother his show, but I just know that some of the people who watch this show also watch his show, and I don't want to hold y'all. So 5 minutes. I know it's going to be 10 minutes. I'm distracted now. They trying to take the little chicken off. I say, that's all right. Don't do that. The other dude, he start making a new bowl. He put I say, give me fajitas. I like the fajitas. The vegetables that's grilled. So he go over. The fajitas are actually grilling. They out of them right there. They grilling. He take mine fresh off the grill. At the same time, old girl is like, well, what else you want on this bowl? So I'm between her bowl over here and my bowl over here. Well, dude already know I want the chicken. I'm telling her to finish up her bowl. What else you want? Boom, boom, boom. He go through. I go through. I get both of them. Boom, pay for them. Go home. Sit down in my recliner. Open my Chipotle. I bought the chips. So I got the lime. They actually use lime juice on their chips. I seen them make the chips one day. That's the only reason I started buying the chips. They take a lime, they cut it in half, they put it in that little juicer thing, they squeeze the juice over the chips. And, they toss the chips, put some salt, squeeze some more lime juice, toss the chips, put them in the bag. I was like, this ain't lime flavoring. This is actual lime juice on the chips. Like, these Mexicans know what they doing. So, all right, cool, go home, sit down, get my bowl open, pull out my chips, go to stirring. Dude didn't put no chicken in my bowl. He didn't put no chicken in my bowl. Dude, y'all don't know how mad I was. I got to eat a chickenless chicken bowl from Chipotle. And then Mrs. Livingston was like, well, why don't you go back? I got them bowls a good ways away because I called her when I was on the way. So I stopped, got the bowls, and then came home. And when I was right around the corner, I didn't feel like driving another 20 minutes to get there to get some chicken and then another 20 minutes to get back. But 40 minutes? So I sat there mad eating a chickenless chicken bowl from Chipotle. And you want some of my bowl? You know I don't want no damn steak. You know I don't want no damn steak. I'm going to just eat my chickenless chicken bowl. But I was mad. Why don't you call them? And do what? Maybe you'll get a credit. I don't want no credit. I'm not going back there. Just let me be mad and eat my chickenless chicken bowl. I got the lime chips. I got the chicken bowl. I never get the queso? But I got the queso yesterday. I never get queso. Like, never. That was the only thing that saved the chickenless chicken bowl. So I just ate it. The chips. Oh. Y'all don't know how mad I was. Regina said you would have went back. I thought about it, but again, I didn't want to do a 40-minute trip for some chicken. And I was like, I'm going to just put it in the refrigerator and then I'm going to take it back. And I'm going to take it up there tomorrow. And I'm going to be like, because it's up there where I work. And be like, I don't want this chicken. Let's give me some chicken. I don't Oh, I was so mad. I'm never going back there. And if I would have if my attention hadn't been diverted between the two different bowls, I would have seen it like, hey, and where's my chicken? Oh, I'm sorry. I need to put the chicken on. And see, this is really the kicker. They all cook chicken ever so slightly different. Like the one up there in Clifton by UC, they never seem to cook their chicken right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't be done. Like, how do you undercook chicken? So I don't go to that one. The one up there by UC on the campus, they cook theirs right. Theirs be done. This one, I could look at it and see, and it all depends on what you like. It was slightly overcooked. That's right up my alley. Because that mean, you know what I'm saying? You could look at it and you can see the crispy. You can see the crispy on the little chicken. Oh, I was so looking forward to it. I'm like, it's going to have a little bit of crunch to it. Just a little bit of crunch to it. That little crispy on the chicken. He didn't put the chicken in the bowl. Oh, I was so mad because I had my mouth all ready for the little crispy chicken. When the chicken is done right, you open up the bowl, you see the chicken done right. I take a few pieces off. Eat a few pieces of chicken, just the chicken, because it'd be good. Oh, boy. That's my Chipotle story. That's my Chipotle story from yesterday. And I was like, maybe because I still got the urge for a chicken bowl. But I'm not going to Chipotle to get it. I'll just wait. I'll just wait. And y'all know Mrs. Well, y'all don't know. Mrs. Livingston, so I'll make you some chicken. You ain't gonna make chicken like Chipotle. Like, I love you, baby. I do. I love you. You cook. It's wonderful. But you don't know how to. We ain't got no Chipotle grill. You don't have the Chipotle, what you call it? Marinade. To put in that little bag and marinate it for however long they marinate it for, and then put it on the grill and then put on that little mesh thing and cut it up. Thighs. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got that. You want some of my steak? You know I don't want none of your damn steak. Now I think you're trying to be funny. You can't make Chipotle chicken, and no, I don't want none of your damn steak. Just let me eat my chickenless chicken bowl in peace. I'm already mad. Now you're going to try to make me mad at you, and you didn't even do nothing. Stop. I don't know. I'm going to be mad until I get an actual chicken bowl with the chicken done right. That's how long I'm going to be mad. That's how long I'm going to be mad. But she was trying. I mean, you can't be mad at her. She was trying. She offered me half her bowl. She was trying. But it was my fault. My attention was diverted. But all right, y'all. I got to get out of here. I appreciate everybody for kicking it with me. Go check out Wyatt. Wyatt Live. Go check out Wyatt. I think that's about it. I got some work over there to do in the screen printing shop. I will see y'all, I believe tomorrow. Again, if I'm late, sometimes you can't help it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your evening. I hope something amazing, something life-changing happens to you before the end of the day, all right? Till next time. It's been the Afternoon Experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm out, y'all. Peace.